All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another podcast with Investing Education Academy. And of course, I have to say this: Happy New Year to everybody listening to this. You all want to say Happy New Year?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So, from us at IEA, we thought what better way to start the year with talking to a family, talking with the kids, which are going to be the next generation, about money matters. Now, for those of you all who may be new to Investing Education Academy, we come to you all live every 2 weeks. And our goal is to really provide education on what you can be doing as a family to increase your wealth. Generational wealth is something that is talked about a lot, but sometimes we don't get the actual steps to do it. And or we don't think it's possible because let's face it, some of us historically haven't been taught by our parents what money can do for us or how to make money work. So we're trying to provide those building blocks to give you all a head start to get generational wealth really working in your families. And of course, some of you all are part of Investing Education Academy's community, and others are looking to become part of our community. If you want to become part of our community, you can go to IEAmembers.com and join. And for those of you all who don't know, I'm Brent Simpson, co-founder of Investing Education Academy, along with Leon Noble, who is also the other co-founder of Investing Education Academy. And today we have my children. We have Cadence, if you can wave, age 12, and we have Nadia, my daughter as well. Nadia, can you wave? Age 8. And we're going to be talking to them about money and wealth and what it means and how to invest. So, Leon, do you want to say anything to kick off the year before we dive in?
Yeah. So I'll just say one thing. One thing that we talked about, I believe, on our last podcast or maybe our last two podcasts, which was the Santa Claus rally that did not occur. It did not occur. Well, take a step back. The official Santa Claus rally is the last week of the previous year, and then the two first days of the new year. So we actually have until Friday. The market will be open Thursday and Friday to end this week. Possibility, the Santa Claus rally is typically 1.8%. I think the market is, I believe the market is down or just about flat for December. So there's a possibility we can get it in the last 2 days. I wouldn't count on it. So it looks like the Santa Claus rally likely will not happen this year, but not a big deal.
Lee, mm-hmm. I do want to say, normally Santa Claus rally is like you're looking at the last few weeks of November going into December. And
the official term of Santa Claus rally is Christmas to the end of the year, and then the first 2 days of the new year. Now you're right. Me and you's kind of massaged, is really like mid-November to the end of the year, because November typically is the best month for the stock market in any given year. So and that usually continues into December and then through the Santa Claus rally. So Brent and I's definition really goes back to like mid-November. But the official one, the one you may hear about on TV, they'll say, "Oh, the Santa Claus rally didn't happen." As of right now, it has not, because the market is actually down over the last week. So we'll see. We have 2 more days, Thursday and Friday. We'll see what happens.
But I brought up our term because I believe that a lot of it happened because it's profit sharing, profit taking. Mm-hmm. So the market in November, if you all have been investing, has been up, kind of a steep acceleration in the market between beginning of November and in November. So that, in my mind, this is me, this is not research based, there was a certain amount of profits that people were locking in, meaning they were taking their money out, which drives the market down. I think you see a lot of that too going into the inauguration. I do think is some people like, you know what, let me put some of this money away so it can be safe. So I think we're seeing, we said this from the beginning, we're going to continue saying that this is going to be a very different presidency from an investing standpoint. So as it affects the market, anything can happen. So just be ready. And it's also too why you want to be part of communities. It's not going to be the same rhythm and flow that we normally see in the stock market. So you want to be plugged in to learn what's going on as quickly as possible. Now, I do want to involve Cadence and Nadia real quick. What do you all know about the stock market?
So
let's start with you, Cadence. No, Nadia, let's start with you. Just whatever you want to say. What do you know about the stock market?
You can put stocks in it.
So there are stocks in the stock market, yes. Well, what do people use the stock market for?
To make money.
There you go. Cadence, what do you know about the stock market?
So kind of like what Nadia said, like I know that the stock market includes several stocks that I think are they publicly traded stocks.
Oh yeah, okay.
Using terminology, like it.
But yeah, and so they like help people like make money and like kind of like save up for like more like um bigger like things that you need to pay for that might not be just like out of pocket or something. And that way your money can kind of always be like moving and like not really sitting still. It's kinda
Sitting,
what it is.
yes. And that not sitting still is what we want you all to know. Our goal is to make sure that your money isn't sitting still. Thank you, Cadence, for giving us
Right.
those words.
That was I would say that was a very key point. Money
Mhm.
should never sit still because it gets eaten by inflation when it does.
And Leon, tell them about that as it relates to savings accounts.
Yeah, so I mean, Caden said the exact word. So when your money sits and when your money is sitting still, that might be our new term for the 2025, Cadence. Very good. When your money is sitting still in a savings account, inflation is typically on average 2%, 2.5% per year. So if your money is sitting in a savings account, you're literally losing 2.5% per year, which if you divide that by 365 days in a year, you're literally losing money every day if your money is sitting still in a savings account. So as Caden said, your money should never be sitting still in a savings account. It should always be moving and be fluid through the economy, be it real estate, a business, or
Wait, Leon, don't say the ways you can make money. I wanna let's
Oh, sorry.
Nadia. Nadia,
All right.
do you know 3 ways people can make money?
Business, stock, and real estate.
All right, Uncle Leon was about to give you the keys. I was like, no.
Yeah. Very, very good, Nadia. That was right on point.
And Nadia, if a person has $1 million, how many commas are in that?
2.
Good job.
Very
If
good.
somebody has $100,000, how many commas would be in that?
1.
If somebody has not $1 million, $1 billion, how many commas would be in that?
3.
Good job. So the reason why we did that is because it's really hard to talk to kids about money and them to understand what it is if they don't understand how to write it. Like, how many commas are there? And behind every comma, how many numbers, Nadia?
3.
Good job. So when you know how to visualize money and you're around conversations, you're talking about the stock market, it's much easier for your kids to be able to digest those figures, because if they can't understand the numbers, oftentimes we'll check out. I mean, many of us know mentally, if we don't understand what people are saying around us, we just don't pay attention anymore. So they need to know how to write $100,000, how to write the number $1 million, how to write the number $1 billion, because this is what we want them to become: billionaires and millionaires. And if they can't write it, they can't be it. So it's really important that they know that.
And I will say real quick, I did not know the answer. Like off the top of my head, if you asked me commas in million, billion, especially billion, I would have been like, I don't know. Like I would be like 4 or 5. I don't know. But so yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. You knew that, Nadia.
So good job, Nadia. You stumped Uncle Leon.
Yes,
So,
very much. Yes.
Let's talk about money that the kids get for Christmas. Cadence, I'm gonna ask you, what do you think kids should be doing with some of the money they get from Christmas?
Like I think that when kids get like kind of like money from Christmas, they should kind of like split it up into like kind of like things you want, things you might need, and just like additional stuff to like save, go into different places. So, for like, let's just say you get a whole lot of money for Christmas.
Let's say $100.
Yeah,
let's say you get $100.
Yeah, let's say you get $100 for Christmas. Maybe put anyone a new toy that's like $18. Put $25 of that 50. I mean, of that 100 into, like to get your toys, and put another
So
20.
Cadence, let me ask you this: if I put $25 towards something, and I originally had 100, how much do I have left?
That's like 75.
Good job.
Very good.
75.
Good.
If you were to
And
put that into a fraction, do you know what fraction that would be?
3/4.
Oh,
Okay. I had to think about that too, by the way. But yes, yeah, very good.
you all are doing
So,
fantastic. Okay.
so I think that they should split it up. That way they can get a little something. So like if they have that $25 set away for things you want, cool. Then you have another $25 that you can spend. Yeah, that you can spend away for maybe some things you need. Like you need a new pair of glasses and maybe some clothes, right? Put some money away for that. And then just put a different like that $50 portion in as well for like your stocks, your investment, things that you want to save so it can grow and like kind of develop that way you'll end up with usually more money in the end. That way like that 50 will grow to more and you can use it when you really need it and stuff. So that way you won't like kind of that way you can still split up your money but like you still have enough to use for what you need and want and then the sides.
All right, Nadia. If you received, let's say, $100, and I told you that you had to invest it, how would you feel?
Good.
Why would you feel good? Wouldn't you feel like I took all your money?
No.
Why not?
Can you say the question again?
If you had $100 for Christmas and I told you you had to invest it, how would you feel?
Fine.
So there are a lot of kids out there that will feel like their parents took their money. There's some kids out there that will feel like their parents aren't letting them have any fun. And there are a lot of parents out there that won't do it because their kids will feel that way. And I want parents to know that if you talk to your kids early enough and you educate them on the benefits of them actually investing, they won't be mad. They won't feel upset with you for taking their money, or they won't even feel like you're taking their money. They'll actually feel like you're providing for their future because these are my kids. And I do that. They know that some of their money goes towards an investment account. And Leon, what should they be thinking about when investing?
I mean, the main thing is risk and return, right? So both these young girls are, would you say, like 12 and 8?
Yep.
12 and 8. So literally, these young ladies have 70 years, 80 probably years to invest, which means that at your age, and any kids around their age that may be watching, you should be risk almost shouldn't even be a thought, right? I mean, like for us, our age, Brent and I are in our 40s, pushing 50. So, I mean, for Brent and I, we actually lean more towards risky side, but relative to you guys, we would take a lot less risk than children your age, because again, you have literally 60, 70, 80 years to invest. So first thing you want to think about is what are the stocks or investments in general that that can provide you a very, very high return in the short to medium, even long term. So what is the highest risk investment that gets you a high return? I would say, so we'll put risk aside. So you're looking at really return. What investment get you the highest return? Number two is how much you're going to put in, right? Because as you just said, Cadence, if you have $100, you don't want to go all in with $100. You want to divvy it up again. What you need, some wants, some needs, and then your investments. So I'd say the two biggest things is investments that get you a high rate of return, and then the amount you want to put in relative to other needs and wants in life. But risk for you people your age shouldn't even be a concern right now.
Then also too,
in my view,
a lot of you all, I know you're like we do as well. We teach our kids to be philanthropic, to make sure if somebody needs money, an organization, that you're giving money to that. But they can also raise money for these organizations. Mm-hmm. And if you teach your kids how to raise money, they'll learn how to sell things. And if knowing how to sell things is not bad at all. Girls, do you know how to sell stuff?
Yeah.
Who do you think is the better salesperson? Cadence, do you think you're a better salesperson than Nadia? Or Nadia, do you think you're the better salesperson?
I think I'm better.
Okay, it was agreement.
It was agreed upon. But you all have been out and sold things to people.
Yeah.
Did people seem mad that you were selling things?
No, they were actually like really surprised, and they were like, if those are your girls, like wow, they're like really good at like what they're doing, and they like kind of like seem really like amazing.
Amazing.
Nadia, what do you like about selling?
Probably making the stuff I sell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right.
And this is how you raise money so they can invest their own money. It doesn't always have to be us giving. And then also too, they both have been in fundraisers for their various organizations. Candace, you're doing a fundraiser right now for who?
NJHS,
What is that?
National Junior Honor Society.
So can you wait? Can you repeat that? I didn't hear that.
National Junior Honor Society.
Juniors. Okay.
And Nadia, you're doing a fundraiser, or you recently did a fundraiser for what organization?
Me so hard to read.
Girl Scouts.
Girl Scouts?
Yeah, it was the Girl Scouts.
We're
So-
still doing
Are you still? What are you selling?
cookies.
What are you selling? What?
Cookies.
It's opportunities to make some sales. You better say it loud.
Right.
So, I mean, we can post the link in the base of this. So if you guys want to support either one of those causes, feel free to do so. But we also raise money for the orchestra at Benjamin Tasker Middle School. And, these are things where we're raising money for these organizations that we believe in, but we're also investing, and we're also teaching the kids that you can make your own money. We shouldn't have our kids codependent on us for everything. Going into 2025, the mindset that we set our kids up with in the beginning of the year is going to be very important, because that's the mindset that many will carry for the rest of the year. And if they think the only way they can make money right now is you providing it to them, number one, they become dependent on you. And two, that doesn't reinforce the confidence in them that they can go out and provide for themselves. This is my thought. Every family raises their kids differently, but I've watched these two girls grow, and I'm honestly, objectively very impressed that they're very independent when it comes to their money. And also, they don't feel like it's, and actually one time, Cadence, you probably don't remember this, but she went to school and found out the kids got allowances. And one day she came back home, and if you remember this conversation, that'd be funny. She came home and she asked me, she was like, Dad, why would kids want to get an allowance? And I told her, sometimes they want to spend the money on this, and this. And she was like, but if somebody's giving them money, then they control how much the kids get. She said, I don't want anybody controlling my money. At the time, you might have been like maybe 7 years old. You might have been 6 or 7. But she already had the concept, like, I know I can make money. I don't want you, Dad, controlling my money. So what does that mean for me? That means that she's going to pursue her own wealth in life. And the greater and the harder she pursues her own wealth, the faster I can grow mine. Because if we're giving our kids their wealth, that means we're taking it away from ourselves. And it's small amounts. It seems like, oh, what's the big deal? But over a long period of time, her knowing how she's going to pay for her car, her first house, these are things that are going to be important for her. And then she's going to help her sister understand how to get her first car, how to pay for her first house. And now they're going to be looking at also rental property. And not, girls, do you know if you can buy property or houses, real estate outside of the United States?
Yeah.
So, okay. So,
Said it like matter of factly, like, yeah.
What are other places besides the United States where you could possibly buy property?
Panama and Ghana.
Okay. What do you think, Nadia? It could be the same if you want.
Yeah, Panama and Ghana.
Okay. So
Like,
even if those were their two target areas, right? They now have a belief system that goes beyond the United States. And what does that mean for them as they grow? That means that they aren't codependent on the United States to be the only place they can make money, which means they now have greater opportunities to make money in other places. And if they have opportunities to make money in other places, they can then live in other places. If they can live in other places, they can then travel the world. What does the whole world need? No matter where you go, they need people to sell things. Mm-hmm. I don't care where you go, what you do, what it is you're into. Somebody has to sell somebody something for consumption purposes. So the quicker, the faster your kids learn that selling is a really good thing, the faster they are on that puts them on the path to independence. And then once they make money, proceeds from selling these things, they can go to the stock market, real estate, or start their own companies. Now to make that money grow, that gives them another level of independence to have generational wealth.
And just real quick, I want to just give a quick story. Also, I was talking to a friend of mine today, whose account I helped this person out with kind of managing their account. They haven't invested in, they haven't put any new money to work in this account for about, let's say about 2 years. So the account's just been sitting there. They had money in there, it's just been sitting there. So today, talk to the person, like they want to start, new year, new goal, want to start reinvesting again. I go to the account and look at it. The account is up the last 2 years, just under 45% in 2 years. This person has put no new money. It's just been sitting there for basically 2 years, up 45%. Now I'm bringing this up because now imagine Cadence and Nadia at their young age, and this is just a 2-year period. If you extrapolate that, now those gains are probably outsized, but let's just use this example. If you extrapolate that, those type of gains, which is just say 20% per year, over 60 years of individuals that are Nadia and Cadence age, they'll be millionaires multiple times over by the time retirement comes, like easily. Like, I mean, at that rate, again, we're not saying it's going to grow that rate every year, but even before retirement at that rate, they would be millionaires, just depending on, if they're adding a certain amount per year. But the point I'm making is that this person didn't forget about this account, but it's literally been sitting for 2 years, and it grew by almost 50% in 2 years. And again, extrapolate out to kids this young, 60 years. I mean, the money they can make is insane. So this is why we're kind of bringing this point today, is that you should, if you can, should have your kids start investing at as early as possible. We have a 12-year-old and an 8-year-old who are in the market right now. And Brett and I know many adults who are not in the market, like not even close. And so I just bring that example up, that even just passive money, just sitting in a brokerage account, sitting in the stock market, can make you passive income over 2 years, over 60 years. But you got to be in the market, though.
And Cadence, if you open up your brokerage account and you see red, what would you do?
It's all right, because I think at this point, kind of know because when I was younger, you kind of told me even if the market is down, it's still there's still chances for it to build itself back up again. So it's you kind of gotta let it do its thing. If I don't know, if you if you cut your nail really bad, all the way down to the nubby part, you still gotta give it some time to grow.
Right.
But then it will, and then it'll kind of heal itself. So kind of like that. It'll
Okay.
keep growing.
That's that is a great mentality. And I'll just add that on those days when it's red, I would actually say, again, at your age, I didn't say at your age, you should actually look to buy heavy on those big. I mean, the market's down 2, 3, 4% in a day. Again, if anyone can at their young ages, whatever max you can do it on that day. Because as Brent and I have showed in the past, that if you're not in the market the 10 biggest days of the year, you would actually lose money. And also,
and real quick, Leon, the 10 biggest days, the 10 fastest moving days of an investment year, if you're not in the market, it is the equivalent to being out of the market for 4 years.
Right.
So it's not like a small thing. And I know some of you all we've talked to, and there's some people out there that want to time the market. It's not about timing the market. It's about your time in the market. Leon always says that, so I'm still in Leon's line. But
I stole it from somebody else. So
yeah, but I wanted to piggyback on that point that it is, the Leon said, it's really important to get those 10 fastest growing days. And normally they come after a really bad period.
I was just about to say that. So the biggest up days in the market, on average, follow the biggest down days in the market. So that's what I was saying. Any day that you see the market down, 1, 2, 3%, if you can, just go in and buy your favorite stocks, add to your portfolio. Now, again, it could go down more, of course. I mean, we know how the market works. But on average, as Caden said, the market will come back, and then you're buying at a huge discount on those huge down days. So definitely important.
And I'll go with what Nadia said in our earlier piece, is you got to know the commas. Yep. And why do you have to know the commas? Because if it's $1 million and somebody writes down $1 million, but it's only one comma, they didn't write down $1 million. They wrote down 100,000. So you have if you don't know numbers, you won't know. And there's 2 commas in a million, and it's 3 commas in a billion. There's 1 comma in thousands. These are things that seem so simple, but if your kids don't know that, they won't have the right relationship with money. So Cadence, Nadia, we want to thank you all for being with us and talking about money. Nadia, is there anything you want people to think about going into 2025 before we head out?
No.
Cadence?
I will kind of add to what Uncle Leon was saying, like about the market. Like this happens all the time, just like in daily life, honestly. Because like if you like decide, oh, I'm gonna take, like, especially if you're on a test, right? If you're on a test and you're taking a test and then you like bubble in an answer, then you like unbubble the answer, and then you realize the answer that you had put before but then erased was actually correct. Like that's kind of like what the market is. Like if you take out, let's just say Nike is doing a horrible one day, right? And you're like, oh, I'm gonna switch Nike out for Tesla. Then the day that you switch it, Nike's all the way up, and then Tesla's all the way down. So like you kind of gotta like, yeah, like
that is an awesome point. That is an awesome. Okay, I want people to realize what Cadence just said is profound, especially for someone her age, because basically what Cadence just said is don't panic, don't get fidgety when the market goes down. Just stay calm and ride it out. Because as she said earlier, when the thing with the example she had with the nail, if you cut your nail down real low, it'll eventually grow back. Same with the market. When the market tanks or gets hit really hard, history shows since the past 200-300 years, the market will eventually work its way back. And so again, you see Nike down one day, you're like, oh my God, I got to sell it and buy Tesla. The day you buy Tesla, Nike jumps back up and Tesla's either flat or down. So you never want to play that like in and out, up and down game. You want a dollar cost average, which is just buy the same point every month if you can, and the same amount, and just let the market do its thing. But that was a very profound statement for somebody that at your age to like understand that concept. Awesome job, Brent. And awesome job.
So we owe you all 2 things, and that's 2 stock picks. They will be inside of our investment platform. So anybody who wants to get Leon and I stock picks for the month of January, or actually the first 2 for the month of January, you will go to investingeducationacademy.com or IEAmembers.com. Either one will take you there, and go inside the member platform, and you'll be able to find our 2 stock picks. If you are not members yet and you're starting off the new year thinking, I want to learn more about investing, please become a member. We would love to have you in our community. It's growing, and we want to educate as many people as possible on the stock market, how to build wealth, and how to actually make your each dollar an employee and have it grow and work for you. So, girls, we want to thank you all for being with us.
Yes.
You are our first guest in 2025.
Yep.
So thank you for being our first guest. Nadia, control your excitement.
Right.
So, Leon, anything you want to say before we head out?
Yeah, so I actually want to give ladies, I want to give you a bit of a homework assignment. As Brent said, your father just said, we give 2 picks after our podcast. So I want to task you 2 with you 2 making the picks. If you 2 can, I mean, let's say, so I'll just put out there now. The picks will come early next week because I want to give Nadia and Cadence time to do a little research, look things up. And then so by Sunday, Monday of next week, if you all can let me know what you picked, and then I'll post it for our members. But yes, Nadia, Cadence, please do it. Be as Brent said, first guest, first top picks of the year, and you 2 will christen the new year with your picks.
All right, everybody. We thank you for being with us, girls. If you have questions, you can call Leon to get answers. Enjoy 2025. Thank you for continuing to listen to IEA's podcast, and we look forward to providing a lot of information, a wealth of information to you all in the new year. Bye, everybody.